Well, time now to turn the spotlight on the under-18s again. We've got with us head coach Simon Clark and our number 10, Reuben Amissah as well. Simon, a real time of transition in the season for you guys.
Yes, we've got second years going out on loan. We've got under 16s coming into the group and playing more of a more prominent minutes than previously. So there's a lot of changes, but good changes for the individuals.
Reuben, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, I think a lot of people will have seen you in the FA Youth Cup ties as well. How did we get you into AFC Wimbledon Academy initially?
So I initially signed at under 12s. Got picked up around halfway through the season. My first coach was Joe Roberts. He was formerly with us now. I think he's gone to Swansea. But yeah, signed as a sort of a more attacking player, striker, winger, and I've just sort of dropped back now.
How would you describe your game and sort of who's kind of influenced you as a player?
A lot of coaches, Clark, he's come in this season and he's helped me develop just areas of my game, sort of just finding space. Mainly my coaches, I'd say. I had Rob Tuvey earlier on in my career here and he really helped me.
If you said sort of like one sort of player in the mod game, who would you sort of like base your game upon?
This season I've watched a lot of Martin Odegaard, so I'm an Arsenal fan.
Right.
And obviously he's very good, play a similar position, so he's someone I look up to.
He's having a cracking season, isn't he, Simon? But in terms of for you guys at the moment, you had another one of those player-led games on Saturday. Tell us a little bit about how that works and how it went.
New experience for me, so it's something that we do here. A great experience. It was a tough day for us, tough day for the players, tough day for me watching and not being involved because that's the remit. But I spoke with Mike, academy manager, there are many learning opportunities from watching in a non-emotional state, watching from a certain area, looking at the players organise and control their actions, seeing how they react to going ahead in a game, going behind in a game, changes, looking at changes that are necessary, that can be tactical, and seeing the players take a huge amount of ownership within that competitive 90-minute match. So it was tough because the result was a negative result, but wonderful learning opportunities and something that we are scheduled to do again later on in the season. And again, it will be hopefully we'll get a different result.
Yeah.
But there are fantastic learning opportunities, and it's about action in those opportunities with the players. So a really positive event, although it was a negative result.
Reuben, what's it like when you're out there and you look over to the side, there's no Simon there, it's up to you guys to sort this out?
Yeah, it's just obviously a different experience. We'd have his voice on the side, just giving us instructions and whatnot, but as a group we just got to reflect on it and just have more leaders, voices, and just lead with our actions and just problem solve as the game goes on.
So really kind of find it a beneficial experience and to move on from in the future?
Yeah, obviously it was a new experience. I've only done I think one or two myself, sort of in the younger age groups. So it was I think we all collectively learnt a lot and we can just build from that.
It's good to hear. In terms of the season itself though, I mean of course, the fans get caught up in the FA Youth Cup. They like to come and watch at Playerled Lane. Leeds United, of course, we've had the regular season. What's your views of the season so far for the 18s?
Starting with Youth Cup, I thought, I wouldn't say we underperformed, but I thought we could have. Like, we had the capability in our squad to go much further, but that's just something we can look at. And next season hopefully just build on that and just get that consistency in the Youth Cup. And then with the league, obviously we finished second to Luton. They were a very good side. But yeah, just again, consistency. Yeah, just become stronger as a squad. Everyone involved, our subs, 16s, starters, and just really push our level so next season we can become better and hopefully win the league.
So silverware, of course, at the end of the season would be nice again, but I guess for yourself it's about still developing your game, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
And in terms of how things are at the moment, Simon, in terms of players moving onwards now, upwards, you've got a crop of the 18s where it's soon going to be decision time, but a few of them going out on loan as well, gaining senior experience. How do you make of that structure?
Absolutely. When I came in, we had a look at previous loans. I'm very much a believer that players have to go out to a level where they're going to get minutes and reasonably consistent minutes, but it has to be a level. And I'm so pleased that Reuben spoke about next year about pushing and driving and the demand that's necessary to improve. We wanted to do that with the loans. So we've got Morgan Williams, who's currently at step 2, Conference South, young man. He's just gone out. He was at step 3, found it too easy, so we've moved him up in agreement with him and our current loan policy. So we don't want lads to go down to levels that is too easy, where they gain poor habits and see not poor levels of football, because it's all relative, but we're making pros here. That's what we do, and that's what we want to do. So it's really important that they go out and push and drive and go into competitive football, aggressive environments that understand what it's like to win. So it's a big thing with me about players going out at relevant levels. So we're going out at Cat 3, we've got a couple that have been out, step 4, but these situations are really fluid, and I want players to know that as soon as they've mastered or conquered a certain level, then we'll move them up again, and I think that's really important.
Absolutely. Reuben, I mean, your first year scholar, you come through from the 16s.
Yeah.
Is that something that eventually appeals to you with your development? What comes next for you now?
Just right now, consistently performing here. Obviously, that's where I am. And obviously, we spoke about demand earlier. Just putting the demand on myself and my teammates just to really push and just develop myself in just different areas of my game to become more of a complete player, I'd say.
That's good to hear. Simon?
They're great words. We don't want to wait. We don't want the players to wait. The players shouldn't want to wait. They should want to maximise what they've got as immediately as possible and move on to the next level. There'll be a plateauing.
Yeah.
But then you just gain stock over those weeks, months, and then you go again.
Yeah.
But we have to get that environment, and we do pretty well with that, where we're always driving and demanding as coaching staff, and obviously the players, where it's really important. And Reuben does that, buckets and spades. He's always driving. It's not always perfect. There's loads to work on, but he'll get there.
That's brilliant to hear. And just finally, to kind of wrap up, I mean, I suppose for your role now for the rest of the season, you've got some of the lads who they're going to make decisions upon. I know that a few of them went across to a careers conference recently to sort of like pathways to where to go perhaps next if it's not to be here. Some of them get, I guess, pro deals, but then you're looking at the next intake, you're starting to introduce them into the 18s?
Yeah, absolutely. You always make decisions, but those can change. So we're very open to that with second years. Obviously speak regularly with Gaffer about what he needs, what he thinks. We've had players go across and train. We've had players involved in match day squads, which is really important. But as those guys shift on or out, we've got an Easter period where the 16s are coming in and training full time. They're getting more match minutes. They're getting used to, again, we've used the word, the demand and what we want them to do individually, as a group, as a unit. And that's really important because, you know, we don't want to waste time. We don't want to waste a minute a day. We want to get to where they can be and maximise their potential as soon as possible. And that takes so much because the guys work really hard. But I think it's just really important for our environment to understand that, to buy into it, and you know, Nike say it, don't they? Just do it. It's easy. It's easy. We talk about words all the time. Words don't get your career. It's your actions. It's what you do on a consistent basis that will get you up the ladder and where you want to go. And that's part of my remit here.
Reuben, can you see that pathway as well? I mean, when you're coming through from the 16s, did you kind of get that buzz for, I'm going to be stepping up and playing for the 18s soon, and that appeals to you as well, of perhaps getting some experience training with the first team?
Yeah, I think it's very good that the first team gaffer allows players, younger players, to come in and train and see the level where they need to get to consistently play. But yeah, coming from 16s, I always wanted to not. I think a lot of players let their first year maybe hold them back a little bit and don't want to sort of, don't think they can be like a consistent starter. But that's something I always wanted to do, just come in and just pick up sort of where I left off as a 16.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Simon, just to finish off, where are we at now in the season? What competitions are you left in? What's coming up?
So we've got the Surrey Cup, the 18s. We are involved in the under-17s London Cup, which is something run by West Ham. So we're going to progress. We beat Arsenal 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Reuben?
Yeah, it was a good result.
At their training ground.
Yeah.
There you go.
So absolutely delighted.
Yeah.
And then we've got the Merit League, which we've lost a couple of games, drawn one and won one. We've played Oxford, their Youth Cup side, 2 weeks ago, which was a really tough game, but was 1-0 up until 13 minutes to the end. Lost that. So yeah, we've got 3 competitions that we're looking to push on in and drive. And finish as high as we can in all of them, and that's important, that consistency. You know, you hear some wonderful ex-managers that talk about this time of the season where the players that probably are going to succeed step on and continue to drive and push in terms of quality, performance, running, and really keep going until the season's done, you know, on the last day. And I think that's really important. It's not about the start of the season. You want a good start and get in a good rhythm, but it's that mentality and how you grow and how you push, you know, for the entire season that's important.
Excellent. Simon, Reuben, thanks very much indeed for your time.
Thank you, Rob.